Hi everyone. We shift to study math now. The big takeaways from the discrete quantitative question section are these. First big takeaway is as really just a reminder to begin with. Remember that this is not a math test. It's a critical reasoning test. This is especially important for those of you who have any anxiety about taking the math sections of the GRE, and you know who you are. Math is used in the GRE merely as a medium to test your critical reasoning skills. Students are often surprised at how little math, like arithmetic, that they need to know to get a high score on the GRE. I know you'll begin to see this during this module. Second big takeaway from this section, remember also that GRE math sections are not a traditional math test like you've seen before in your college math classes. Traditional math tests require that you show all of your work before you get credit, and they might award you partial credit for an answer. Remember that? This is because they test the process as well as the answer, but the GRE only cares about the answer. They test only the answer. So it actually doesn't matter how you got the answer, seriously, even if you guessed. All that matters is that you got the right answer. So our strategy, as you'll see, is to find the right answer as quickly and as simply as possible. So you'll see that I'll be teaching shortcuts and backdoor strategies in this module. Another big takeaway, another way that the GRE math section is not a traditional math test is the test writers, ETS, the company that makes the GRE. The test writers will actually try to mislead you with some questions and mislead you with attractive but wrong answers. Your past math teachers never tried to do this to you, right? For example, hard problems will have traps in the answer choices. That is, answers that sort of draw your eye, or they look correct, but they are in fact the wrong answer. And you'll learn how to detect these traps. I'll teach you how to detect these traps with practice, of course. But your college math professors never wanted to mislead you like the GRE, but it's because the GRE wants to see how perceptive you are. They want to see how attentive to detail you are, and they want to see if you could avoid these traps, especially with practice. The next big takeaway, guys, again, you definitely want to follow Kaplan's strategies for solving these discrete quantitative problems. Remember that the Kaplan Company has been in business for 50 years. They've done the research on the most efficient way to answer questions. Their strategies are the correct approach, so please practice these as you see them in this module. And one final big takeaway. Remember that the what I call the backdoor strategies, they must be practiced in order to work for you. There's two of them: back solving and replacing variables. These are techniques guaranteed to solve any GRE math problem. Now, that sounds too good to be true, right? But in exchange for these surefire strategies, you have to practice these guys, these techniques, these strategies, because they take a long time to use, especially when you're first learning how to use them. They can be a little confusing until you've practiced several problems. And then there's some slight variations for the very high difficulty problems. But if you practice and perfect these techniques, think of the implications. You could actually earn a high score on the GRE math section, perhaps something you never dreamed you could do if you learn and practice these techniques. Doesn't that sound like it's worth it? I sure hope so. So in summary, the big takeaways from this discrete quantitative questions section are these. Number one, remember that this is not a math test, it's a critical reasoning test. Math is merely used as a medium to test your analytical reasoning skills. Number two, definitely follow Kaplan's strategies for solving these discrete quantitative problems. And number three, the backdoor strategies, back solving and replacing variables, must be practiced. They're guaranteed to solve any math problems, but they must be practiced. Those are the big takeaways, guys, from this discrete quantitative questions section in this module. Thank you.